Do you ever wonder why you just don't have as much confidence when you're dieting really harshly? Even if you feel good, there's just something missing. Energy's not really there like it should be. Intimacy just isn't there like it should be. This is also known as low libido. We're going to talk about that and much else today in part 2 of Are You Metabolically Fit? Hormones. Alright guys, hormones are a huge game changer in this. If you can understand your hormones, you have the playbook of your metabolism. Literally, you have the playbook of your metabolism. And so today, we're going to talk about hormones. And this plays a lot into food quality, which is part 3, and stress management, which is part 4, being metabolically fit. So make sure that you are subscribed and hitting the notification bell so that you get notified on all these parts of this mini-series called Are You Metabolically Fit? So when it comes to hormones, we have to understand a couple things. The first thing is that hormones being made are what our metabolism is, right? There's a lot of other things like moving, exercising, breathing, breaking down food, all that. But our hormones creation and then the functions that they have and the things that they trigger to happen in our body are part of being metabolically fit. They're part of having a healthy metabolism. So you've got to make sure your hormones are where they should be. If your testosterone's too low, if your estrogen's too low or too high, in both men and women, we have levels and ranges we want to sit at that create balance to where our body can function like it should. If that's not happening, there's going to be problems. One thing I do want to say is make sure that you talk to your doctor, and if you really feel like you have an issue here, you need to go get your blood drawn, have it looked at by your physician, and then maybe find a nutritional therapist or somebody else that is well knowledgeable as it comes to the endocrine system, your hormones, and they can read it and tell you what to do. So why does this all matter to begin with? Again, like I said, hormones play an important part of your metabolism. So when it comes to dieting, if you haven't watched part 1, cards up here. When it comes to dieting, if your hormones aren't where they should be, or your body has metabolically adapted and down-regulated the hormones, your metabolism will not function like it should. That's why it matters. It matters because, as I said earlier, right, our calories that we burn and our metabolism are heavily impacted by the creation and the actions in our body that are signaled by hormones. And so if those things get down-regulated because we're not dieting properly, that's an issue. So then the question is, what can we do to increase our sex hormones, to increase our hormones overall? First thing you need to do is you need to make sure you're eating a well-formed diet. We're going to talk about that more in part 3, food quality, why it matters, but just know that saturated fats, healthy animal proteins play a vital role in you having healthy hormone balance, and you need to make sure that you're doing so, or it's going to cause some major repercussions that you don't want to deal with later on. Another thing you can do is manage your stress. Talk about that in part 4 a little bit more. But making sure that you're taking time to relax, you're taking time to do some self-care time, some self-love time. It's really important for balancing your sex and stress hormones. To kind of elaborate on that, realize that your sex and stress hormones are in an inverse relationship most of the time. Meaning if sex hormones are high, then stress hormones are going to be a little low, and vice versa. Realize too that your body is a stress priority monster. What does that mean? That means that if your body sees a tiger, it could care less about making babies. It's an easy thing to write down right now. If I'm running from a tiger, my body does not care about making babies. That means everything pertained to reproductive is not going to happen. Your body's not worried about being lean. It's not worried about being attractive for a mate. It's not worried about feeling good. It's not worried about having children. All that's going to take a sideline because it's focused on increasing stress hormones to create that flight or fight response that's going to get you away from that tiger or have you fight and beat that tiger. One of the two are going to happen. But how does this apply to you? You don't live near a tiger. Maybe you do. Good luck. Maybe you don't. But realize that your body doesn't know the difference between an actual tiger and a bad day at work. An actual tiger and a fight with the spouse. An actual tiger and your kid hurting themselves. All your body sees is tiger. I need to fight or get away from this tiger. And so respecting that stress system is super important to making sure that your sex hormones are balanced like they should. We should see a healthy balance of testosterone, estrogen, estradiol, progesterone, and pregnenolone. And then we should see a balanced average of cortisol, norepinephrine, epinephrine. These hormones need to be balanced and in their proper ranges, or you're going to have an issue with losing weight. Realize too, as we talked about again, I just really want to reinforce this. in part one, when we talked about dieting, when it comes to metabolic adaptation, these things will downregulate. So make sure that you are dieting properly so that your hormones don't downregulate for too long and you give them time to reset and get back to a stable, healthy range. All right, guys, I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.